I'll be kind if you'll be faithful, you be sweet and I'll be grateful. Cover me with kisses, dear, lighten up the atmosphere. Keep me warm inside our bed, I got dreams of you all through my head. Fortune teller said I'd be free, and that's the day.
This event's a great event. We bring high school students and college students together, and I really like what we're doing. We're really having deep conversation about disability in an open fashion. And these workshops and simulations really are increasing my thought and knowledge even about disabilities, even though it's an issue that I'm working with.
Come to me, my sweetest friend. Can you feel my heart again? I'll take you back where you belong, and this'll be your favorite song. Come to me with secrets bare. I love you more, so don't be scared. And when we're old and near the end, we'll go.
There's been a lot of activities of trying to use either simulations or discussions or different games and activities that have been slightly altered to give the participants at least a, if not a basic understanding of different types of disabilities, a platform to launch into a discussion about those disabilities.
You and me, we both got sins, and I don't care about where you've been. Don't be sad and don't explain. This is where we start again.
The simulation of, maybe using a wheelchair doesn't exactly tell what it's like to live with a wheelchair. It at least can spark the discussion of maybe allowing the students to have a glimpse of that kind of understanding.
I'll take you back where you belong, and this'll be your favorite song. Come to me with secrets bare. I love you more, so don't be scared. When we're old and near the end, we'll go home.
Someone looks different doesn't mean that they're necessarily different. They just have a different way about going, a different way of doing things, so that they shouldn't treat everybody differently because of what they see.
Together is important because without the linguistics and the experiences, it's very difficult to talk about a concept as big as being disabled and identifying as disabled.
Take my in this empty room. You're my girl and I'm your groom. Come to me, my sweetest friend. This is where we start again.
High school and college students, the language to be able to talk about these things that are so important, that are completely ignored throughout our educational careers, and suddenly students have a forum to be able to talk about these things, and we're providing students with the medium to be able to take this knowledge about disability and apply it to the greater world.
One assumption I realized, especially working with the International, is that not necessarily that you need to help people that have disabilities. Sometimes, unless they want to have, sometimes you just have to ask them if they want to have help versus assume that they need help. And that's an assumption, assuming that someone with a disability needs help. And that's something I've taken away. Sometimes just say, hey, that's how they are, and they're unique in that fashion. You just have to let them be and not assume that they're like inferior or need help.
Two-pronged approach of helping foster pride and educate the non-disabled community are some really important activities.
Sleeping in my bed. So show me family, all the blood that I will bleed. I don't know where I belong, I don't know where I went wrong, but I can write a song. I belong to you, you belong to me, my sweetheart. I belong to you.
Like today, working with students with and without disabilities, it helps to not only foster that pride and get people who haven't experienced disability to start to understand it, but it sort of starts to break down the barriers that people with disabilities face every day, and sort of lets people without disabilities know a little bit more about our culture, our struggles, our day-to-day lived experience.
my experiences together, I've really grown in my identity as being someone with a disability and being able to come to realize a sense of pride that I can derive from my identity as a disabled student.